So Rajiv Bharadwaj has a recurring deposit account in a bank of rupees 600 per month. If the bank pays simple interest at 7% per annum and he gets 15,450 as maturity amount, find the total time for which the account was held. Okay, so again, write down the given information in terms of, so P is equal to 600, R is equal to 7, maturity amount is equal to 15,450, N is equal to how much, right? So 15,450, what is the formula for maturity amount? Maturity amount is equal to P into N plus
plus interest. P
P
into
into N into
N
N
plus 1.
plus 1 into R divided by 2400. So 15,450 is equal to 600 N plus 600 into N square plus N into 7 divided by 24. All right. 6 4s are 24. Let's multiply the whole equation by 4. Okay, so 15,450 into 4 is equal to 600 N plus N 7N square plus 7N. Sorry, this is going to be,
2400
wait a minute, yeah.
N.
So let's write it as 4 into 600 N plus 7N square plus 7N. So I can divide by 4 throughout. No, what am I doing? My bad. So what I did earlier was correct, except I had to correct it to 2400 N plus 7N square plus 7N. All right. So 61,800 is equal to 2407 N plus. So therefore 7N square plus 2407 N minus 61,800. Okay, so so we have to factorize 7 into 61800. Is this divisible by 8? I think so. So Is that correct? 725. I'm just going to oh, 309 is also divisible. Oh, where did I into 7? I missed that. Does that work? What's an article? Correct. So that's how we should split the middle term, right? So 7n square plus 25, 75n minus 168n minus 6180. So 7n into bracket so n plus aqueous N can't be negative, so we can ignore the first one. 7n is equal to 168. N is equal to 7 so 28. Could we have divided by 7? Things could have been easier. So this could have become n square plus, if I divide this by 7, that becomes 7 21 3 7 28. No, this doesn't. Okay, so where were you stuck in splitting the term?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I did ultimately was that, so let me tell you how I thought about what to do. So first of all, we were looking at terms where there was a large difference, 2407. I couldn't easily spot that. And so what I did was I prime factorized everything. And when I prime factorized everything, and when I just eyeballed it, and by eyeballing, I could find a term which will come to near 2500. And so I took that term first, and the other term was a 3-digit term. So I knew that will work. So that's how I went about it. Okay. Okay. Any other specific doubts? Again, for those who came in late, question 4A in my question paper was wrong. That 31 here is a typo. I don't know how that cropped in.
So what was it supposed to be? 3 or 1?
No,
3, right?
that is, I tried with 3 also. That did not work. It must have been 1. I did not take that into consideration. Okay, so shall we solve questions from test yourself if you don't have any specific doubts? And let's, okay, one of,
Sir, in
yes,
your paper, there was a question about GST.
right.
उसमें the sub
The
questions,
question itself was missed. Actually, the question
yeah.
was, I missed, I mean, I completely missed the question. I gave the information. The question was, okay, let me bring that question paper up so I can Aniket, I think I gave you this question wrong.
Which one? Seventh one?
Yeah, seventh one. Because the
Let me
answer
see.
I was expecting was integers, not real numbers. It's not a real number because the line thickness is same everywhere. And the solutions are only the bold
Dotted ones.
points. And there are some bold points and some non-bold points. So it should have been obvious that bold points is what we are looking at. And if you looked at bold points, then there are negative numbers as well as positive numbers. And so only answer which matches is integers. Wait. Yeah. So here the question actually was, what is the net GST that this dealer will need to pay? What is the net GST? Uh, that was the question. So we already know that this is input GST. So input GST is equal to 38,000. Correct? Now this information is enough for us to calculate the output GST. So output GST is going to be 5% on 50,000 plus 12% on 320,000, which is going to be 2,500 plus 38400, which gives me 4,900. This must be the GST that he collected during sale. Now remember, in GST, it is a tax only on value addition. And so whatever is the tax on your input, that you are exempted from that when it comes to paying tax on output. So net liability is equal to output GST minus input GST, which is going to be 4,900 minus 38,000. That's 2,900. Does that make sense? Okay, any other questions?
Sir, in school, for the one you gave me one wrong for MCQ, that integers one I understood, but after that linear inequations, no.
The actual problem from the
Question 2A.
question 2A. I didn't understand your representation was so faint, I
हाँ,
couldn't make out what you had highlighted. So first of all, at least from your answer, I did not get that this is a discontinuous set, right? X belongs to W. And so you should have highlighted only the points, not the part of the line. So the way to go about this, solve this first. So you get 11x minus 4 is less than 15x plus 4. And 15x plus 4 is less than or equal to 13x plus 14. So here if I do take it this way, this is going to be minus 4x is less than 8, right? And so x is, I will have to divide by minus 4 on both sides. And so when I divide by minus 4, the sign will change. And so x is greater than minus 2, right? Or minus 2 is less than x. If we look at this, this is going to be 2x is less than or equal to 14. Sorry, 10. 14 minus 4. And so x is less than or equal to 5. So if I look at the complete range, that's going to be minus 2 less than x less than or equal to 5. Don't forget x belongs to w. Because x belongs to w, the minus 2, all the numbers before 0 are useless for me. And so if I was to write the solution set is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Makes sense? And even if they ask you only to represent the solution on the real number line, I would very strongly suggest write your solution set. Okay. So they haven't asked for writing the solution set, but I would still go ahead and write this. And once I get that, for representing it on the number line, this is minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so these are going to be that's how your solution set will get represented. Yes, Soham?
And in the question you had mentioned represent them on a real number line.
That is
So
fine.
I also took the solution set as minus 1, 0. So from minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
See what is given in the equation text precedence. Why do I say real number line? Because it is real number line. Okay. When you are clearly given that the domain or the replacement set is only whole numbers, how can you get anything in the solution set which is not a whole number? Okay, because by definition, replacement is a set from where your solution set is going to come from, every element in general. So this is going to be your universal set, is it not? So what do we mean by universal set? A subset, which is a solution set is. Subset cannot have anything which is not in the universal set. Okay, Soham? And Aniket, in your solution, in your paper, I didn't even suspect that you had made any specific points bold based on what I could see in the PDF. And so I deducted 1 mark for that. Okay. So if there are no specific doubts, we could go to the questions and do the MCQs from there. I think we should be able to solve all the MCQs from Test It Yourself. Have you solved Test It Yourself? Yes, Soham?
So can you solve question 5A from a unit test as well?
Question 5.
A.
From the paper.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This question is actually on linear inequations, right? So what does it say? Find three
So
largest.
5A, not 5.
Sorry.
5A, not 5C.
Okay. Fair enough. So let us do it side by side. Sachin, Dhoni. So shares of two companies, Sachin buys 15%, rupee 40 shares at discount of 20. Okay, in both cases, investment that they made is same, 36,000. What is the face value of what Sachin bought? Face value is 40, and here face value is 75. Here we are given that Sachin buys it at 20% discount. So discount 20%, whereas Dhoni buys it at premium of 20%. So can we get the market price from that? Market price 40%, 20% discount means 0.8 times 40. Right? And that's going to be 32 rupees. As far as Dhoni is concerned, premium is 20%. That means 75 into 1.2. And that's going to be 90 rupees. So can we find number of shares? Number of shares is investment divided by market price. So 36,000 divided by 32, which is here. How many shares has it got? 36,000 divided by 90 is equal to 400. Cool. Now, can we calculate dividend percent? Here, the dividend percent is given 15%. For Dhoni, dividend percent is not given. So let's call that D. Okay. And so both received, if both received equal dividend. So in this case, how do we calculate dividend? Amount is equal to N into face value into percent, right? So this is going to be 1125 into face value is 40 into 15%. So 15 upon 100. And that is going to be same as 900 into his face value is 75 multiplied by D divided by 100. Does that make sense? I can cancel 100 on both sides. 15 5s are 75. This can get cancelled. And so D is going to be 1125 into 4 divided by 90 into
10.
Sorry,
10. D is 10.
is it 10? So this is 10. Now I come down. 10. So Soham, yes, Soham.
But how did you take 900 in the other equation 1125?
Sorry, my bad. It should have sorry, my bad. It's 400. My bad. So 400. So it's going to be 40 into 5, right? I wrote 900 there by mistake. And so D is 1125 into 4. Actually, I can divide it by 40 into 5. Just 10. 5 plus the delta. 225 upon 10, which is 22.5. So Dhoni's company gave a dividend of 22.5. I made a mistake in substitution. Aniket, if I remember, you also made a mistake in dividend percent for Sachin. Instead of 15%, you took 20%.
Sir, I am getting 9 by 40 as the answer for dividend percent.
9 by 40.
Yes.
So,
But I checked it like 3 times. I'm still getting 9 by 40 as my answer.
okay. So did you get number of shares as 1125?
Yes.
Face value is 40.
Yes.
Dividend is 15.
Yes.
And the second guy got 400 shares at face value 75.
Yes.
And we want to calculate dividend percent. So, okay, let's.
Okay, sir, I got my mistake. I did not take it upon 100 into account in the average.
Okay. Fair enough. Any other questions?
Sir, can you solve the last question?
Okay. So when they say at most, that what does that mean? That means less than or equal to, right? First of all, they are consecutive natural numbers. What do we mean by consecutive natural numbers? They are one after the other. So I can say let the numbers be n. So next number must be n plus 1. And the next number must be n plus 2. right? The sum of 1/3 of first. So that's going to be n upon 3 plus 1/4 of second, which is going to be n plus 1 upon 4. And 1/5 of third. So third number is n plus 2 upon 5 is at most 25. So that would mean less than or equal to 25. And don't forget, n belongs to natural numbers. Now the best thing to do is take LCM and multiply both sides by LCM. So here what is LCM? 23s are 60. So 60 times this is also 60 times 25. So 60 upon 3 is 20. So 20n plus 60 upon 4 is 15. So 15 times n plus 1 plus 5 into 12 is 16. So 12 times n plus 2 is less than or equal to 1500. Open the brackets. So 20n plus 15n plus 15 plus 12n plus 20 is less than or equal to 50. So 35 plus 12, 37, sorry, 40, 35 and 45, 47 and plus 39. Seven n is less than or equal to so if I take first three numbers, that's going to be 3. 4 is not possible. So 3 sevens are 12. So n is less than or equal to 31, 447. But remember, what do we know? N belongs to natural numbers. So n is less than or equal to 31. And what is given to us? The largest consecutive. So what is going to be the largest number which satisfies n less than or equal to 31? So largest value of n is 31. And so therefore, the numbers are 31. So which part of this, Ria, you couldn't do?
I did not know how to convert into an inequality.
Okay. I found this an interesting problem, so I put it here. It's actually just a simple inequality. It's not a combined inequality that we are doing, but it was still an interesting problem. Yes, Soham?
Sir, can you also solve 3B from your text?
Sorry?
3B.
3B. Okay, a manufacturer sells a washing machine to a wholesaler for rupees 15,000. The wholesaler sells it to trader. So I prefer making so we start with manufacturer. Manufacturer sells to the wholesaler. The wholesaler sells it to the trader. And trader sells it to the consumer. Okay. So I'm going to write the sales price. What is the sales price for manufacturer? 15,000. What is the sales price for the wholesaler? He makes a profit of 1,200. So 15,000 plus 1,200 going to be 16,200. Makes sense? And the trader in turn sells it to the consumer at a profit of 1,800. So 18,000. Correct? What is GST? GST percent is 8. Now let us look at one. The amount of GST received by the state government. So essentially, this is asking for SGST. Correct? On the sale of this machine from manufacturer to wholesaler. On the sale of this machine from the manufacturer and the wholesaler. So manufacturer sells it to wholesaler, wholesaler sells it to trader. So what they are asking us is what is the GST on this transaction plus GST on this transaction. Effectively, and I can remember there is going to be input tax credit taken. Correct. So as far as the government is concerned, what the state government is going to receive is simply the GST on this, is it not? Okay, let us look at it this way. On 15,000, what is going to be, let's call SGST only. Okay, remember SGST is half of CST. So what is SGST percent? 4%. So on 15,000, what is going to be 4%? 600. Is it not? Now this manufacturer is going to collect. As far as wholesaler is concerned, that becomes his input tax. And input tax is 600. And what is he going to collect from the customer? He is going to collect 4% of this, which is going to be how much?
640.
Sorry?
640.
अपने 8 4 4 से 64 4 चले 4 4 Is that correct? बच्चों कट्टे जाए यार. So from this, he would actually give to the state government only 48 rupees, is it not? Because he is going to get a credit of 600. And so that means manufacturer will pay 600 and wholesaler will pay 48. And so total SGST, the answer to 1 is going to be 600 plus 48, which is 648. But I could have got that directly by applying 4% on 16,200, is it not? So why calculate what is going to be SGST on 1,500 and do all the jamela of input tax and output tax? I could directly calculate 4% of 16,200 and would have got the answer 648. Does that make sense? Now, as far as amount that consumer pays, for the consumer, the sales price is equal to 18,000. GST is going to be 8% of 18,000. Remember, the consumer doesn't understand that part of the money is going to state government and part going to the central government. He is paying the whole GST. And so this is going to be 1440. Right? And so therefore cost to consumer is going to be 18,000 plus 1440. Does that answer your question, Soham? Okay, anything else from the paper? So Aniket did it the hard way. He calculated the tax here, then the input tax credit, and gave the answer 648 correctly, but it could have been done in a sweeter manner, is all that I'm going to say. That the tax paid by the manufacturer and the wholesaler is the tax on the sales price of the wholesaler. Because that's the only chain you are talking about. And if you do that, then you don't have to do all this jamela of calculating it at every time. So for example, if I wanted to find out what is the total tax received by the sale of the machine to the consumer, it's simply 1440. Doesn't matter who took how much profit and what was the what was the input tax credit, etc. All doesn't matter, right? Yes, Advait?
Can we say the amount of GST received by the government is
Sorry, I
equal to-
couldn't.
Can we say that the GST received by the government is equal to the output tax received by the end seller?
Last, correct. Absolutely correct. The tax received by the government is the tax paid by the last seller in the chain, whoever is the last seller. Absolutely correct. Okay.
Sir, can you solve question 3C?
Sorry, Sahi.
Can you solve question 3C?
I'm unable to hear. Can you write it in the chat? There's some noise here also. Three C. Okay, I expected somebody to ask that question. Okay, this can be done in two ways, unitary method as well as algebraic method. I'm using algebraic method. What is the question? Find its savings and the amount which he invested buying shares of each company. So we will start by saying let the savings be X. So amounts invested A, B, and C. What is 20%? 20% of X is going to be
X by 5.
0.2x or X by 5. We can take that. But I may not get that easily everywhere. So 0.2x. What is investment in B? Investment in B is 30%. So that's 0.3x. And investment in C is 25%. So 0.25x. So far, so good. Declare dividend. So dividend percent is going to be 10, 12, and 15%. So I could say 10 by 100, 12 by 100, and 15 by 100. So what is his income going to be from the company or dividend from each individual company? (0.2x into 0.1). As far as this guy is concerned, this is going to be 0.3x into 0.12. And as far as this guy is concerned, it's going to be 0.25x into 0.50. So far, so good. And so total dividend. What is the total dividend? So this is going to be 0.02x plus 0.036x plus 0.0375. Sorry. So I'm just going to rewrite this. Total dividend is 4675. Is going to be, so Why don't I, instead of taking this as 0.1, 0.2, etc., I will just take them to be 12 upon 100, etc. This becomes, so into 10 upon 100 into 12 upon 100 and into 15 upon 100. So that's going to be 2 upon 100x plus 3.6 upon 100x plus 3.75 upon 100x. So can I multiply both sides by 100? And if I do that, I get 4675 into 100 is equal to 2x plus 3.6x plus 3.75x, which is going to be
9.35.
And so therefore x is equal to 4675 into 100 divided by 9. Okay. Sai, did you get that? So how much does it come to? Perfect round figure. So that's the first part of the question. We also want to find amount which he invested buying shares of each company. So for A, it was 20%, right? So 20% of 50,000 is 10,000. B was 12%. No, 30%, sorry, and 25%. So B is going to be 15,000. And C is going to be 12,500. So does that make sense, Sai?
Yes, sir.
And where did you get stuck?
So in the calculation part, like about.
Okay. Okay, let's take a break for 10 minutes and come back. Wait a minute. Before we take a break, do you want to meet again or shall we stop today? Sorry, Advait, what was that? I didn't understand. Meet again.
We can stop.
No, I am still unable to hear you. Okay, we'll meet after 10 minutes. Let's stop for today. Not stop for today. Let's stop for time being. We'll meet after 10 minutes. Correct, Sai? Advait, Riya, are you there? Correct, Riya? So again, just in this case, 15% of 8,000 is going to be 1,200. Add that, so 9,200. 10% on 9,200 is 920. Okay, B. Interstate is not there, right? So we can skip that. C. Correct, Soham. Correct, Aniket. Correct, Riya. Correct, Advait. Cool. Move on to D. So your answer was correct. Correct, Soham. Correct, Advait. Zero, Aniket. Did you type wrong? Correct, Riya. Correct, Sai. Cool. So the tax liability is only on value addition, which is 500 rupees. So it's going to be 18% of 500, which is 90. Okay, because he would have paid input tax. So remember, the liability is only to the extent of value addition. Here, value addition is 500.
Sir, I answered 0 for the next one.
Sorry?
I answered 0 for the next one.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad. I didn't see that. Okay, E. So Advait also answered. Okay, because Ashok does not sell it further. Correct. Everybody answered it correctly. Cool. F. Correct, Aniket. Correct, Riya. Correct, Sai. So the calculation method is correct. It is going to be 12% of 80 rupees. which is going to be the sales price. The reason is false. Okay, G, we are not able to see the last option. What is the last option? Both A and R are true, and R is the incorrect reason. Both are true, but R is incorrect reason. Soham, that was your answer for the last, right?
Yes, sir.
How, Advait? Yeah, now you are correct. Correct, Aniket. Correct, Sai. Correct, Soham. And correct, Riya. Everybody got that right. So, GST GST liability is output tax minus input tax, which is correct. H. I have an answer. Correct, Soham. Correct, Sai. Correct, Aniket. Correct, Riya. Correct, Advait. So I have a question for you. Everybody answered this correctly. This calculation which is given here in part B, when is that calculation done? Yes, Soham?
To find the total amount, we'll take 105 upon 100 into the price 4220.
Not exactly. See, this is done when we say that 4220 is the price inclusive of tax, and tax percent is 5. So to find the sales price, okay, that is when you will do this calculation. So because 4220 will be 105% of the real price, or the price on which GST is going to get charged. Okay. Okay, last question from here.
So this is interstate, right?
Interstate.
We don't have.
Forget it. You don't have them. So let's go to linear inequations. Correct, Aniket? Correct, Soham? Correct, Riya. Correct, Advait. Correct, Sai. Everybody got it right? Next one. I'm sorry. Correct, Soham. Correct, Riya. Correct, Advait. Correct, Sai. Aniket, did you give the answer? Yes, correct. Next, C. Correct, Aniket. Correct, Soham. Correct, Riya. Correct, Advait. Cool. Sai, your answer was correct. Correct, Advait. Correct, Sai. Correct, Soham. Correct, Riya. Aniket, did you give me the answer? No. Aniket, that's incorrect. So let us look at what is happening here. We want intersection, which means things which are common to both. Okay. So common to both. Correct. One is the correct answer. 3 minus 3 is not included in A and 0 is not included in B.
I thought it said -4 in the second one. That's
Okay.
why.
Cool. For the inequations A and B as given above, okay. So these are still the same inequations and we want union. Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody answered. I was still doing back and forth. So one is the correct answer in this case. I'm not going to check individual because -4 as well as 1 are both included in one of the sets. And so it is going to be everything from -4 to 1 both included. And that means one is the correct answer. Okay, this I would rather take it in the notebook so we can see everything at one go. R is definitely true. Is A true? Is the question. Yes, it is true. So the correct answer for this is going to be 3. Correct reason. Because when I work out, I get 9 by 4 is greater than or equal to x, or x is less than or equal to 9 by 4. So x is the largest value of x is 9 by 4. And the reasoning given is correct. Cool. So correct answer is option number 2, right? Option 2 is correct because here obviously they divided by -3 but did not flip the inequality. So A is incorrect. X belongs to W, X greater than or equal to -3 and X is less than 5. Statement 2 is also not true. Remember, it is not a continuous set. It is belonging to W, which is a discrete set. And -3 is not part of W. It's wrong on 2 counts. So here both statement 1 and statement 2 are false. Is it not? Because the inequality is -3 less than or equal to x less than 5. So the solution set, Aniket, what will be the solution set for this?
Solution set for this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Correct. That is going to be solution set. So, cool. Correct. So all answers I received so far are correct. So both statements are true. Okay. There is no value is also true, and this implies 5 less than or equal to x less than minus 2. Both statements are correct, but there is going to be no
But
solution.
how is statement one correct?
Solve it. So is there going to be any number x? So let's try to plot this. 5 less than or equal to x, 5 less than or equal to x less than minus 2, right? So if I draw this line, this is minus 2 and this is 5. Wait a minute. So 5 less than or equal to x, that means x is on this side and x is less than minus 2, that means x is on this side, and we want intersection of these two. Do you see that there is no such solution which satisfies both conditions at the same time? So forget about what is the replacement set. Simply speaking, do you see that there is no intersection between these sets? And because there is going to be no intersection, there is no possible solution. Does that make sense, Soham?
Yes, sir.
See, whenever you cannot visualize something, the best thing is draw a number line, try to represent it on the number line. Nothing can be clearer than that. Okay, so that brings us to the end of inequalities. Banking or shares and dividends.
So can you do shares and dividends?
Sorry?
Can you do shares and dividends? Like test yourself.
Yeah.
MCQ.
I
Thank
went
you.
to shares and dividends.
Sir, no MCQs, please.
Sorry?
No MCQs.
No MCQs, then what?
The sums.
Okay, any specific sum?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm just picking one arbitrarily. Okay, divide 50,760 into two parts such that if one part is invested in 8%, 100 shares at 8% discount, and the other in 9% rupee 100 shares at 8% premium. The amount incomes from both are same. Advait, how did you give this answer so fast? Had you solved it before? Okay, I was wondering. I actually got inferiority complex. Correct, Aniket. Cool. Okay, I have one more answer. Somehow I am unable to go to the bottom side. Let me just. Correct answer, Sahi. Very good. Correct, Soham. So I am going to show you my working. Tell me if you did it in any different manner, just so we can look at the methods. So let them be x and 50,760 minus x. Okay, number of shares in
Sir,
the
your,
first.
your screen is sharing.
Sorry. Number of shares in the first case are going to be x upon 92 because there is 8% discount. And number of shares in second case is going to be 5760 minus x upon 108. Now, in the first case, I'm going to get, so there is 100 here, no doubt, but both are 100 rupee shares, so that 100 gets cancelled. I can cancel them. So x upon 92 into 8 upon 100 is equal to 5760 minus x upon 108, which is number of shares into 9 upon 100. So if I reduce it, I get 2x upon 23 is equal to 5760 minus x upon 12. Once I get that, I cross multiply, I get 24x is equal to 50760 into 23 minus 23x. Take all the x on one side. So I get 47x is equal to this. And so x is equal to 50760 upon 47 into 23. On simplifying, I get the answer as 24,840. I will be honest with you and tell you that I used a calculator here. I did not actually do the calculation. Okay. Okay, I think we have time for one more.
Sir, are these shares sold at par value?
No, it's at a discount of 20% given, no?
Sir, what is meant by his income from the shares sold increases by 18,000?
So only not the total number of shares he had from which he sold. It's only based on number of shares he sold. So for example, if he had 100 shares and he sold 40, then whatever income he would have got on those 40 shares from company A, he got 18,000 rupees more when he got dividend from company B. Okay, only the number of shares he sold.
Sir, so when he sold some of the shares of company A, what should we take the market value as?
He has given
Hey, no, wait.
it
Right,
is
right,
sold at
right.
20% discount.
Uh,
So, 2 मिनट अगर नहीं
Sir, so when he invested the proceeds in company B, his income increased by 18,000. So
correct,
company A plus 18,000 will
correct.
give dividend of 100. Okay.
Take one transaction at a time, one piece of information at a time. It is not at all complicated.
Sir, what can we take the shares sold as? Like
Correct,
ATM.
Soham, your answer is absolutely correct. Or at least it matches with mine. And it also matches with Advait. So remember, wise men think alike. So Oh, I have one more answer. Cool. Sahi, your answer is perfect. Absolutely correct. Okay, so Aniket, you are still solving. What about you, Ria?
Sir, I'm solving.
Okay, it's almost 6. So I'm going to go ahead. It's beyond 6. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I solved it. Okay. So what is asked? Find the number of shares sold by Gopal. So let N be the number of shares sold at 20% discount. That means at 80 rupees. Correct. And so sales proceed is going to be N multiplied by 80. The new shares that he bought at rupees 60. So number of new shares that he bought is going to be 4n into 80 divided by 60. That works out to be 4n by 3. Okay. Now dividend on n shares from first company is going to be n into 100 into 10 upon 100 because it was giving 100 10% dividend. And so that's going to be 10n. The dividend on 4n by 3 shares in the new company. They are also 100 rupee shares. So that's going to be 4n by 3 into 100. But this company is giving 20% dividend. So into 20 by 100. So that works out to be 80n by 3. So dividend from old company would have been 10n. Dividend from new company is 80n by 3. And that 80n by 3 is 18,000 rupees more. And so it becomes a very simple equation. 80n by 3 minus 10n is equal to 18,000. So if I solve that equation, 80n minus 30n is equal to 54,000. 50n is equal to 54,000. And so n is equal to 1080. Done. Okay. No need to see, no calculation here is complicated. And only thing I am applying is what I know about shares and dividends. The basics. What do we mean by dividend income? How is dividend calculated? How is number of shares calculated given investment and price? Nothing more than that. So even though the statement looks complicated, if I start calculating small things from the known facts, it becomes very simple. All right. So that's something to keep in mind. No need to set up huge, big equations. Do small calculations, one calculation at a time. And remember the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't complicate. All right. Okay, so let us stop for today. All the best. As you know, I sleep by 11 o'clock. So if you have still any doubts that you want me to solve, you can post it on the group. I will be looking at the postings till 11. I will answer your doubts. All right. So practice, keep your head on your shoulders and don't make silly mistakes tomorrow. And for those of you who are in physics, we have physics class tomorrow at 6 o'clock.
Sir, would it be possible if we didn't keep the physics class tomorrow?
Didn't keep?
Didn't keep,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's optional.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
then we can commute our doubts to you personally.
Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can send them to me anytime. That's fine. Okay. Fine. All the best.
So
And
is
do
there-
well. Don't make silly mistakes. Bye. Yes, Advait?
So is there physics class tomorrow? No, right.
I am sorry, I cannot hear you. Either there's a problem
Sir,
with
is there a physics class tomorrow then?
physics class. So, okay, no scheduled physics class. If anybody has any doubts, I'm available between 6 to 8. So, if any one of you need to meet, let me know. Otherwise, no physics class. Okay, cool.